you have to first make the decision that you want it.
Mhm.
And then you have to sit back and you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it?
Mm.
And if I don't do it, who is waiting for me? Because you can't make it about you. If you make it
Mm.
about you, you'll do it, but you're kind of like you'll just go through the motions. But when you look at it from a perspective of who you're serving and
Mhm.
who you're helping, those are the things that's gonna make you. I get up at 4 a.m. Like
Mhm.
that piece right there is how I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Beauty in You podcast. Our guest today is a trailblazer in healing, empowerment, and family restoration. With a background in psychology, social work, and over 15 years in criminal justice system, she has dedicated her life to uplifting women, restoring communities, and helping others manifest the love and peace they deserve. As a certified life coach, inspirational speaker, and two-time best-selling author, she is the founder of Sparkle My Way LLC, a movement rooted in self-care, healing, and purpose. Welcome to the Beauty in You podcast, Shanita. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I am doing amazing. I feel like our sisters, we finally
Yes, in
meet
person,
in person.
right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We've had the privilege of knowing each other since last year we met.
Yeah.
You were on the podcast the first time,
Hmm.
and the story was a little different. We kind of talked about your book, your first book.
Yes.
And now you're back again.
I'm back.
Yes. So
It's,
this time, I think we're gonna have a lot more fun.
yeah, a lot more friends.
Yeah,
There's a lot of new things going on. So,
absolutely. So
yeah.
let's talk about where you are now and kind of your transition because you've had
Wow.
a huge one, especially in careers. So
Yes.
let's talk about it.
Wow. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me here.
Yes.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be sitting with you, especially in person,
Thank
because
you.
I just love what you do and everything that you stand for. So, what has changed for me? I definitely had a career change. I'm actually um, went into life coaching and CEO of my own business, came out of the criminal justice field.
Mm-hmm.
And now I actually see clients as a therapist now. I'm so excited. So this is very new for me, like
Mm-hmm.
very new. And so I'm just so humble, so grateful. And sometimes I just have to sit back and just take it all in.
I love it because from our pre-interview, which was a few months ago, so much has changed in that time.
So much.
And I remember when we talked about it, you're like, "Oh, this is new. I'm just going to step out there. I'm going to see
Mhm.
what happens. I'm going to, finally put my all into what I felt I was meant to do." And since you've done that, girl, like, I'm like, yes, because the things are happening for you.
Mhm.
So how has it been stepping into that purpose besides scary?
Right. Because, scared or not, you got to do it anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has just been like the experience. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I can't believe like this is where I am because I
Mm-hmm.
did it. I did it anyways, regardless of what I thought it was going to look like. I did it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a learning curve for me because sometimes, we think that we have to have it all planned out and we
Yeah.
don't. The first step is just making that step to say, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just really dive deep into it and put your all into it.
Yeah.
I said, what do I have to lose? I have everything to gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to go through life just having any regrets. And this is something, what I'm doing right now is something that I've always wanted to do since I
Yeah.
was a little girl. So just being able to wake up and step into my purpose that God has given me,
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole new level because there is
Yeah.
so much peace along the journey. Yeah.
See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I do want to take it a step back though, because although you made the switch
Hmm.
and you are now stepping into your purpose, something did happen to kind of force your hand
Yeah.
in doing that change. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
So I had some health issues that were going on, and I was diagnosed with spinal stenosis.
Mhm.
And that's like the narrowing of your spinal canal. And I got diagnosed like probably in 2020. So when the world was shut down,
Mm-hmm.
my body
Was
was
shut
shutting
down.
down. And so it flipped my life upside down, forever. And I don't claim it.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'll say I experience the symptoms because it's something that I believe that God is really going to heal me from.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I fight for my healing. And so the pain is very painful.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if I'm standing too long, it could feel like knives are like going, like stabbing me
Mm-hmm.
like up and down my legs. And it was tough. Sometimes they go numb and you just never know like when it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the most scariest part of it all. So I was like, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm.
Being involved in a career where I have to be active,
Yeah.
where I do a lot of sitting, but there is parts of what I was doing back then where anything can happen,
Yeah. You have to be ready.
so I have to be ready at
Mm-hmm.
all times. So um, I knew that things were starting to change, and I had one of the biggest scares. Um, I would probably say about 2 years ago, coming up on like my second year, and the chaplain walked in. And when the chaplain walked in, I knew that something had to change.
Mm-hmm.
I made it up in my mind, and I'll go a little deeper into the story. I don't really share this part a lot with everyone, but um I was getting ready to go to work, and I just felt like something just wasn't right. And so I told my husband, I said, take me to the ER like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Something's not right. And um not to go into too many details, at the end of it, I was like, something has to change. Like, this is really taking a toll on my body.
Mm-hmm.
And, some days we get up and we just work and we work and we
And
work
work through
and
it.
we work through it
Mm-hmm.
to the point where my body didn't even recognize how much I was doing, like how much I was taking in. Because, when we work with different clientels, like we take on so
Yep.
much because we're so focused with managing everyone else and making sure everyone else is taking care of themselves and
Mm-hmm.
who's taking care of us
Right.
in the process. And so that's when I know things needed to change for my life. And God told me, if you go back, your life is going to go down the
Mm-hmm.
toilet.
Yeah.
And he told me just like that, because that's how I hear from God.
Yeah. Like,
And he knew
listen.
he had to give it to me that way, because
Mm-hmm.
he had told me that he was going to be transitioning me from that place anyways. And I was like, God, when?
When it's
And
happening.
when I woke up and the chaplain was there, I knew
Yeah.
that,
That
you
was your
know,
sign.
that was my sign, because I'm like, this is not going to, you know, something. I have to be gentle with myself and
Mm-hmm.
true to what, I want to do. And I always felt like I was being held in a box, anyways, because I really wanted to help people, but in a greater way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're kind of like confined to how everyone else wants you to do it and how they see that you should help people, I was like, yeah,
Not
this
it.
is this is not my flow. This is not what I was called to do. It's great. I gain experience, but
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more to who I am than just that. So yeah,
I'm just, I'm so proud of you.
thank
I'm very,
you.
very proud of you. And I, I struggle with the part of our stories where the change or the thing that made us change was so extreme,
Mhm.
right? So then you tussle with yourself and you're like, Lord, did it have to be that extreme?
Right.
And then Loki, he's like, yeah, because you wasn't going to listen any other way. So yeah, I had to do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, gosh, had I not gone through that. But then again,
Yeah.
unfortunately, had you not gone through that experience, you wouldn't be so fully
Yes.
engulfed in your purpose right now. And
Yeah.
so it's like just one of those things where it's like, I'm sad that it happened, but I'm glad that it happened.
It had to
Yeah.
happen. It had to happen. And it's my responsibility to
Mhm.
take care of myself so that I can prevent anything from that
Mhm.
happening again. And so, but I thank God for the journey. And He
Mhm.
sends me reminders every time I think about, like, oh, He's like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, no.
You're doing that.
And so the obedience piece is so real because he started giving me things little by
Mhm.
little by little. So I left and
And
then
boom.
boom, 2 books, right?
Yeah.
Boom, a TV show, boom, like
Mm-hmm.
all the things. So I can't even explain to you just my gratitude. And because God, whenever he calls us to something, like he is gonna walk us, he's gonna right there with us, and he's gonna grace us for it. So
Yes.
when I'm running my business, like it doesn't feel like work.
No.
It's just such a great time. I get to make the schedule the way I want to make the
Yes.
schedule, put in my self-care. I blocked out my day of self-care. I'm serious about it. And
Mhm.
so when you are in a place where you have to experience the things that we've experienced, self care really becomes a priority. And that's why I'm able to teach it because I had to walk that thing out.
Mhm.
So
You're so good at it too.
thank
I'm
you.
laughing because I'm thinking about we just did a workshop
Yeah.
together. It was a really good workshop, but
Thank
we were really
you.
talking about like the self care, like the baby's knocking on the door, and I was
Yes.
like, "Don't come knock on my door. I'm not
Right.
nobody's
You
mom."
you're like,
So
I'm not the best mama.
I'm not doing it. So y'all had y'all time. This is my time. You will be okay. Go eat cereal. It's so you really have to be intentional. But that was a really, really good workshop.
Thank you.
Um, One thing that I've noticed in watching your journey, because I've been watching you,
Oh,
is
thank
that
you.
this part is very natural for you. You
Mhm.
know, it's like, yes, it's new in a sense of you just doing it full time, but
Mhm.
you're already doing it.
Yeah.
And so, and when you do step out there or you put yourself out there, it's very natural flowing. It's not like I'm trying to force something as opposed to what you were doing before. I believe you were that you were helping, but your heart wasn't necessarily
Mhm.
there. And so it's good to just see you really enjoy what you're doing and that it's
Yeah.
natural in
Yeah.
what you're doing. And you don't have to really like try besides let me, do my calendar. But when you
Yes.
show up for your clients and you show up for your people, you are there. And so
Thank you.
I'm very happy to have you in this field
Oh, thank you.
because that's what we need.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this is just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so amazing to wake up and just you have one job and that's just to
Yeah.
be yourself. And that authenticity piece is
Mhm.
long as you stay real to yourself,
Mhm.
the rest will come.
Yeah.
It's you can't mess up being you.
Mm-mm.
You cannot
You
mess
really
that up.
can't. It's just like, this is who I am. This is who I am. But
Mhm.
what about those women that are listening and they just are really struggling to just step into their purpose? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's mindset, maybe it's environment. Um, what advice would you give them?
You have to first make the decision that you want it.
Mhm.
And then you have to sit back and you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it?
Mm.
And if I don't do it, who is waiting for me? Because you can't make it about you. If you make it
Mm.
about you, you'll do it, but you're kind of like you'll just go through the motions. But when you look at it from a perspective of who you're serving and
Mm.
who you're helping, those are the things that's gonna make you. I get up at 4 a.m. Like
Mhm.
that piece right there is how I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I start working on my business. And first I take time for myself, and
Mhm.
I read my scriptures and I just center myself so that I can focus. And my mind is the sharpest in the morning. So I'm like, this is what's going to allow me to go that extra mile or when I'm sleepy at night and I still want to get those last few things done or the creativity it steps in or I want to invest in this thing because I know that it's truly my intention is to help people. And
Mhm.
I realize like everyone is we're not for everybody, but the
Yes.
people that we're called to, God is always going to bless that.
Mhm.
So that's just going to happen naturally. So that person, just keep going and block out the noise and just tell anyone some things you just kind of got to keep close to your heart
Mhm.
because God gave you the vision. It's not for anyone else like to understand it
Mhm.
because he chose you to do
Yes.
it. So just do it and do it in his timing, not your timing.
That part.
And
That's
be
hard.
yes, and be gentle with yourself
Mhm.
along the way. Because sometimes I know for me, my friend had to just check me on just being hard on myself. She's like, Shan, like you need to
Mhm.
you need to kind of like be gentle with yourself. And I needed to hear that at that moment.
Mhm.
And because sometimes we can be so laser focused that we forget in the process that, wait a minute, when I look at my journey and I look how far God has brought me, all I can do is just remember to take those breaths and just relax and sit in that space and be present. So, yeah.
I love it. Um, you reminded me of, I just had this conversation actually yesterday with someone, and they were getting more. I told them be more consistent. Be more consistent with your social media, and you have to show some consistency with what you're trying to accomplish. And they did that to some extent, but every time at the end of their video, they would say something negative. And I picked up on that, and I said, I just want to know why at the end of your video you say this. Like, I didn't realize I said that. I said every time you do. And so to me, watching, I'm looking at like, okay, you don't believe? Do you not believe in yourself? Or are you afraid of what others may think of you? What is it? Because there's something there that's blocking you from your success. And so we kind of had a conversation on that. And so for those that are listening, I want you to know that what you put out there, man, it will attach to you. Okay. And so do not put those self limitations on yourself. Be mindful of what you say you want to do, and what you put into the world. If you say, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to do this, whether I'm scared or not, do it. But if you say it and then counter it, the negative just sticks so much easier than the positive, And so really be intentional about your words and kind of what you say about yourself. I think that really plays a difference when you're out here trying to step into your purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. Because, I always say whatever however you think, like your body is going to like respond to that. And one of my trainers, he used to always say, like, whatever your mind does, your body's going to follow.
And you wonder, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because you just thought about it.
Yeah, my uncle says that like all the time. Like, whatever your mind does, your body will follow. Yep. So it's something that stayed with me across the board. So I'm like, if I get my mind right, everything else. Yeah.
This podcast episode is brought to you by FEMFORCE, the ultimate solution for entrepreneurs craving consistent professional content without the hassle. Say goodbye to content creation overwhelm and hello to streamlined process that delivers 50 to 60 stunning photos and short video clips in just 1 hour. With shoots held at Instagram-worthy locations across cities like Austin, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, Denver, Houston, Miami, Nashville, Phoenix, and Tampa, FEMFORCE ensures you have fresh visuals to elevate your brand every month. Whether you're launching a new product, updating your website, or keeping your social media vibrant, FEMFORCE Shoots has got you covered. Don't miss this game-changing opportunity to elevate your brand and finally get the content you deserve. I've got an exclusive code just for my listeners to get you started today. So you can stop waiting and start showing up like the boss you are. Click the link below and let FEMFORCE Shoots bring your brand to life. There's always a way. Like, I feel like as entrepreneurs, we're real creative. Yeah. I don't have the budget to do this, but maybe I do or maybe I do if I think about, or maybe I can collab with, like, you have got to be creative when really stepping out there and stepping into your purpose and not be afraid to build those relationships with other people. And not looking at others' journeys as if like, oh God, why don't I have that? It's more of like, okay, I would like to get there. How can we work together to get there? Or, ask those questions. I found that to be really important in my entrepreneurship journey. Is really reaching out there and just connecting with other women. Like, what you got going on, girl? Okay, I do too. Come over here. Let's do that. I think there needs to be more of that.
Absolutely. Like, I love the fact that you came on my platform last week. Yes. Like, I love everything about this space and what you're doing here. I'm so proud of you. And so it's so important for us to just really, especially as women, to say, hey, girl, You're
You took
doing
them all.
it. You're doing it. Okay, I see you. Or pick up the phone and say, "Hey, girl, I saw that post. Look, girl, yes."
Yes.
And it doesn't take away from whatever you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that can sometimes hold people back because sometimes we can't do it all on our own.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that we pretty much our visions are aligned with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so, girl, yes, in the future, oh, we're gonna have
We
some
got
things.
it. I was like,
We got
what
some
you
things to
doing? Come on.
do.
Where you at? I'm
We
finna
got some work.
come. Let's
Yes, come
go.
on.
You know, all right, get in the car. Where are we going?
Yes.
You know, I think
Yes.
that's very important. No, I remember when I first started my entrepreneurship journey back in 2020.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, how do I do this? And there was like women that look like us
Yes.
that I was like, oh,
Yes.
they're really doing this. Is really cool. Let me reach out.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like the nastiest like messages back. And so I was like, oh my God, these ladies are really mean. But they didn't present that on their social media. So I always said that if I ever got to that level, I would never let whoever contacted me feel that way because we all have a starting point.
Yes.
And so that's been like my goal. I'm like, oh, you want to know how I do this?
Yes.
Come on, let's go. Because I
That's
just think
right.
it's power.
Mhm.
It's power and connection, power and numbers. And we can all eat. So
Yes. And however you present yourself on social media, be that way in person. Like
there's
just
some that I'd be like,
be who you are wherever you go. Because that is like the most disappointing feeling. Like if you meet someone or you've been following someone and you think they're just amazing. And then when you meet them in person, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were somebody else. I read the name wrong.
Maybe I typed the wrong button, right? Like, so yeah, it's just, and then energy is like, you'll know.
Yeah.
When people can match it, like for me, that is big. Like, so if someone's like really negative and I can't work with them. I just can't. Not, especially not in this space.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way because it'll consume so much of you. So yeah, no.
Because in our space too, we help a lot.
Yeah.
And you're similar to me to where we want to help like to the max. And so I wear it on my heart sometimes. And I'm like, my husband's like, you cannot fix, like you did your part. And I'm like, I know, but what if I do this? So he said, that is not, that you're going way beyond now. But now you're starting to wear it. And that's where you have to set those boundaries. So we need people to talk to too about, you know, kind of what we do in our field because we just want to solve it.
And I had to learn that everyone's not my assignment. I had to learn that.
Yeah,
Some things
that's
I
good.
just have
Everyone's
to
not
mind
my
my business.
assignment, yeah.
Like I'm like, it's not your business.
Yeah.
It just isn't. And so I had to learn and just being mindful of doing my own work. Like I still go to therapy. I check in with my therapist
Me too.
when I need to because, you know, we take in so much all the time. So it's so good to just do those healthy check-ins. And especially people think it's just about when things are going wrong. No, it's about when things are going right as well because you're going through these life like transitions and when you go through them, you kind of have like this grieving process of who you used to be, right?
Oh my God.
And so sometimes I'm like, why do I feel this way? But then I realize something great is happening. So I'm like, I'm kind of saying bye to that old person that I used to be. And when you're so laser focused, you don't even recognize how many of those cycles that you're going through. And it just makes me excited when I start feeling that way because I know what's next.
Yeah.
And once you start noticing the patterns, you're like, wow, wait a minute.
What's happening?
Something's happening. I'm going through a transition. And then I get excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what's the next Shan gonna look like.
Then
you
I'm
know,
scared.
like
And
who
I'm
is she
scared.
gonna
And then
be?
I'm happy. And then I'm all the emotions all in
Yes.
once. Oh my God. I think it was a few months back I posted and I was literally just in my car and I just opened my phone. I was like, okay, y'all, I feel like I am in just a space of isolation. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I just really feel it. And then my mother-in-law reached out and she was like, Quita, it's okay. Like, this is good. Something's going to happen. Something big's going to happen. Just, it's okay to be in your space.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, okay. You know, but I do struggle with that. Sometimes I'm like, what is happening? I feel like I'm by myself. And then something big happens and I'm like, oh, okay, but now I'm scared. But I got to do it scared because I tell everybody else to do it scared. And I got to do what I told them to do. And so it's such a cycle. It's such a cycle. And I'm happy to have my therapist on speed dial.
Yeah. And what you were going through is completely normal because I went through my isolation period as well. And people like, we don't see you anymore. Where have you been? But that was that period where it was me and God.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he isolated me because I think he really wanted me to only listen to his voice. And that's it. And to just bring something up in me that never existed before. And so those isolation periods are fine. Like, I love the fact that I traveled here. I was like, oh, yes. I'm in
so
this car by myself.
Here.
I'm like, no one's asking me anything. Like, it's just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is just time for me. I can, just have that moment to myself. Like, I love spending time with myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I love my family. I love my husband. I love all the things. Yes. But there's those moments where you just get to know yourself on a deeper level. It's just, you can't, you can't put a price tag on that.
No price. No, I understand. I completely understand. So I want to transition and talk about your new book.
Oh,
because you're doing a damn thing.
Oh, thank
so
you.
Talk me through the process with this book.
Yeah. So my new book is called Rediscovering Inner Peace Through the Power of Self-Care.
There you go.
#, she gets well too. So I am so excited about this new book. And it is coming off a pre-sale now. And so I'm just so excited. And it talks about my journey, my journey through self-care, the reason why I got into it. It talks about burnout and giving you simple tools on just how to say no and just walking in that space. It's just no. There's no explanation. And that's just it.
No, we talked about that word no last week actually with the workshop we did, and how no is a complete sentence. And I think that's important to teach because we always want no because I have no because no, N-O, that's it. That's it. You don't have to say anything else.
Yeah, it's just no.
So your hashtag, she gets well too. Talk to me about that.
So it's so funny how I came up with that. So years ago, I think maybe 2016, 2017, when I was going through my health journey. And I used to always say, I was working out and I would always say hashtag she gets well too. Just owning that about myself. Like, so many people get well, but I get well too. And I ran with that. And so I wanted to tell people it just wasn't about physical health, but it was about the mental space that we had to get to. To me, especially when I was in the health and wellness industry for a little bit, I noticed that we were all losing weight and things like that. But however, it had to start in the mind. And people were asking me what was the shift? I said, I had to be accountable to myself. And it's so amazing because now it's circling back the other way, because now as I'm healing and my body's getting stronger, now I'm going to focus on the working out piece. And so now I'm coming from a space where the mind is clear and now all I have to do is match the body up with it, right? So I'm just so excited how that came just full circle. I was just kind of thinking about that a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm like, God, you really know what you're doing.
Trust me.
You really know what you're doing. So, yeah. So that's where it came from.
Yep. And since then, you've utilized it. I've seen it on your page. I've seen a workshop you did in person. You did one in person.
Yes. So I've had hashtag she gets well too for a while now. I would do workshops here and there, but now I'm more consistent with it. I've taken it on tour. All the things. So I just want to help inspire women to choose them. That's it.
You're doing just that. See, you're doing it. Yeah. So everything that you did little by little by little is now connecting.
Yes. And we're going to start meeting weekly soon. And so I'm so excited that I get to officially launch what God has given me from the very beginning. And he said, go back to the original intent. And so I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the women, because I know he's called me to a certain amount of women and just to just start it. And so for those women, I just can't wait to be able to put faces to what he's already said to me. It's just I can't even explain that feeling. So
You have to listen to the voice.
yes.
I said that before. Like, you guys have got to listen to that voice. Like, we can try our best to suppress it. Like, I don't want to do that, or I'm scared to do that. But it's going to always be like in the back of your head, really, really faint, like, do it, do it, do it. So you might as well just listen to the voice. I mean, I had to do that too. Okay. I'm guilty of it. Like, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. Okay, fine. I'll do it. Here I am. But when you do, it makes a big difference.
It really does. It really does. Because God knows what He's doing. It was already written. He knows from the beginning to the end. And so all we have to do, we have one job, is to stay in alignment. That's it. That's it. Yeah. And it's sometimes the hardest thing to do.
Being intentional.
Exactly. That intention, that is the word. I think that was my word for the year, being intentional. And now I'm getting ready to change that to acceleration for the next half of the year, because it's like, okay, you've been intentional, but now things are about to start. They're going to start to accelerate.
They already started.
Yes. It's like,
what you talking about? I'm like looking at you like, what you talking about? Well, you didn't already started that. Like, but okay, you said it's coming. Then I'll wait. I'll just sit here and wait until it starts coming in, because I don't know what I'm talking about. So, okay, we'll just chill out. So you have your TV show.
Yes.
Talk to me about your TV show.
Therapy Before Marriage.
Okay.
I just, now that, God gave me that name months ago. And when He gave it to me, He told me to keep it close. And so when the opportunity came to present itself, He was like, now this is your time for that. And I just ran with it. And so Therapy Before Marriage, the intention of the show is to inspire people to go to therapy before they get married, before they make that decision to make this lifetime commitment. And the reason why I say therapy before marriage is that you really have to know yourself before you get married.
Yep.
And when you start doing the healing, something in you changes. And so you want to make sure that as you change, you want to really get to know the person that you are before you say yes, before you say I do. Because sometimes two people in the beginning could be meant to be together, but those two people that you grow into, you're like, wait a minute, I'm not even like him anymore. Like, what? Because you ever like think back and you be like, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Because I love my husband, and then it makes me think, what was I doing before? Like, what
Wait a minute.
was I doing before? Right? So it's the growth of it all. And so when I say therapy before marriage, I say, encouraging your partner to go to therapy, encourage yourself to go to therapy, and then go to therapy together. So I did premarital counseling. I did couples retreats before we got married. We did them together, and I encouraged my husband to go to therapy. I was already in therapy. So it just shows up differently. It really does. It really does. So that's what inspired me to do the show.
I agree 100% with therapy, period. But yes, therapy before marriage, so important. Me and my husband been together since we were 18 years old.
Wow.
And y'all don't even know how old I am right now. But it's a long time. And we've honestly have grown together. And the person that we were when we were 18 is obviously not the person we were when we were 27 and then, in the 30s. Like, we're not the same people. And so therapy has played a huge part in that. Just even me getting to know myself again through all the changes that I've gone through in my healing journeys, and then him going through his changes and his journeys. And, you add military and deployments and things like that. And so therapy before, during, throughout, I think it's really important. Like, y'all have got to get on somebody's couch. Like, it really makes a big difference. So yes, you're getting it at all angles. You're talking about self-care. Get your self-care together. Get your therapy together. Do it as a relationship, separate everything. You're just covering all areas here.
Yes, and thank you for your service.
Oh, of course. Long time. 15, 16 years. Oh God. Wow. 16 years, I think. Okay, wow. we just moving right along. Yeah. Moving right along. So, but I am extremely proud of you. I just want you to know that. And between our first interview, I do want you to do this. Look, I'm giving you homework.
Oh, I got homework. Hold on. So I need to note that. I need to write this down.
I want you to, when this episode airs, I want you to go back and watch your first episode that we did together, and I want you to come back and watch this episode, and you're going to be like, wow.
That is such
because you are doing it. And I've watched you do it, and I'm watching you blossom, and I'm already watching you accelerate. Okay. Wow. And I just want you to keep going. It's going fast right now. I know it feels like, oh my God, what is happening? I know I prayed, Lord. Okay, but you're fine. He wouldn't give it to you if you couldn't handle it. So I want you to keep going.
Oh, thank you so much. Keep going. Thank you. Because you know the meltdown. They come
Listen,
along too, like, what?
Call me, I'm right here. Just call me. I'll be like, I got you on speaker, what? No?
Because people don't see like
I got
that
you.
extra work.
You do a lot behind the scenes.
A lot
behind the scenes. Every aspect of what we do in our entrepreneurship journeys is similar. And so there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we do that people don't see, but they see the shiny and the beautiful and all that. But it's a lot of planning and calls and
emails,
connection and emails. And oh my God, the headaches too. But I love it. Love-hate thing, love-hate type of thing. But
I love everything about it. I thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. And I said the same thing to you, girl. Thank you. Because you're doing it.
I appreciate you.
You're doing it. Like, foot on the gas, you're doing it.
We got to go now. We got to keep going. No, but I appreciate that. I really do. I want you to tell the audience a couple things.
Okay.
Where they can buy your book, where they can tune into your show, and where they can find you on social.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to simplify all that for them. They can go to 10ktolove.org and they can find everything. They can find, that's the best way to keep in contact with me, and they'll find all things that I'm doing.
Yes, you got to keep up. Y'all got to follow her on her social so you're keeping up with everything as well. And I will ensure to link everything to the show notes.
Yes.
You've been awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Listen, guys, if you're listening to this wherever you stream your podcast, make sure to leave a review. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to just subscribe. All right, you guys, until next time.